Marvel vs. Capcom 2. New Age of Heroes.
Ruby Hart first sailed into legend in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. A French-speaking pirate captain with a flair for magical relics, she commands the airborne ship Partner, a vessel that glides through the sky riding the clouds rather than the waves. Raised in the wake of her father's voyages, she grew into someone who treats arcane treasures the way others treat souvenirs, pocketing cursed objects and eldritch curiosities with unwavering enthusiasm. Her fighting style reflects this wandering hunger for wonder. A collector of the uncanny, she conjures water from an ancient book that looks like it might whisper secrets to her at night, unleashes ghosts from a chest that behaves like an irritated shipmate, and swings around anchors with confident precision. Ruby isn't just a pirate, but a traveler who wanders the world and views it as an ocean of untapped mysteries. When the calamity known as Abyss rises, Ruby quickly realizes she cannot face such a threat alone. She does what any resourceful captain would do, gathers the strongest warriors from both Marvel and Capcom, and rides the storm at their side, helping to bring the crisis to an end. When the shattered relic at Abyss's core falls into her hands, she turns it over, realizes its power has faded, and tosses it into the sea. A true seeker of treasure knows it loses all value the moment it stops humming with danger. Rejected stalker? Ruby Hart's origins once hid behind the curtain of Capcom's creative halls. Then, during a 2010 PAX West panel, Seth Killian and Yoshinori Ono claimed that she began life as a rejected concept for the Darkstalkers series. It does make a curious kind of sense. The ghostly artifacts, the supernatural theatrics, the way her presence feels halfway between swashbuckler and spirit medium. She carries the fingerprints of a world drenched in moonlight and monsters, yet found her true home in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Mysterious and stylish, a pirate captain painted in the colors of forgotten magic. The game that never set sail. Ruby Hart nearly returned in a pirate-themed mobile title called Dai Kokai Frontier. She wasn't planned as a cameo or support, but was set to be one of its lead characters. The project promised a new voyage for her, and a chance to step out of limbo and chart her own sea route. But delays crept in like a fog, and the projected release date drifted by again and again, until the game's official site went silent. By 2017, it had vanished entirely. Whatever adventure awaited Ruby in that world was left forever stranded in the wreck of development. A rare cameo gem. Even if she hasn't returned as a fighter, Ruby Hart has made some rare appearances across Capcom's worlds. She appears as collectible cards in the SNK vs. Capcom Card Fighters series, and in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she shows up on a board in the Days of Future Past stage, with an apprehended label stamped across her portrait. Not as bad an ending as Sonson and Amingo, two other MVC2 OGs, who appear beside her, but have a far grimmer fate, forever marked as slain. Street Fighter's Ruby. In 2016, the Shadaloo CRI database introduced a character that went by the name Ruby, a young woman with a strong will, a fisherman's bloodline, and a partner in the making. She tended bar, listened to stories about her father's travels, all while quietly building a ship of her own, determined to see the ocean on her own terms. But she was never meant to be Ruby Hart, and Street Fighter director Takayuki Nakayama soon stepped in to clear the decks. But she is clearly more than a mere reflection in the water. Not the same woman, but cut from a similar cloth. Later, Ruby Hart, or rather her costume, would make an appearance in the final season of Street Fighter V, worn by the franchise's preeminent fortune teller, Rose. And that's where we leave Ruby Hart. Somewhere between the clouds and the sea, still chasing mysteries the rest of us will never see. But the real question is, Will we ever take the helm as Ruby Heart ourselves again? Or is she destined to remain a legend of Marvel vs. Capcom's past? If you enjoyed sailing through this trivia, give the video a like, subscribe for more deep dives into fighting game lore and history, and ring the bell so you never miss a new voyage. And you can always support the channel further, joining me in the murky depths of my Patreon. And as always, keep on being excellent to yourselves and one another, and I'll see you when we set sail again in the next trivia adventure.
I wanna take